the pace between George and Leclerc was quite close, and we know that in Monza to overtake you need to be at least probably in the region of 1 second of pace advantage to overtake, so it was close.
Hello and welcome to this Akkodis Race Debrief. I'm Jodi, and joining us today we have Simone, here to answer your questions from the Italian Grand Prix. Now Simone, you're straight off the back of being at Monza, lots to unpack. So let's start with qualifying. We saw George going out on the softs in Q3. What was the decision behind that to not sending on the mediums?
It was a communication issue with George. We believe our main concern now is about why we weren't able to build up our performance after promising Q1 and Q2 onto Q3, why we weren't able to progress as much as our competitors did in Q3.
And also looking at Kimi's race start, was there a reason why he fell backwards from the get-go?
Essentially, Kimi, after quite a consistent sequence of start practice, he wasn't able to go right on the target in terms of clutch position, and that essentially created a lot of wheel spin in the first phase of the start, and he found himself basically in position P10 after turn 1.
And looking at that clutch position then, how difficult are these cars to get them off the start at the start of a race?
It's a very difficult phase. I mean, of course, there is a lot of heat of the moment, there's a lot of pressure, you need to be able to have the tires in the right temperature, you need to be very precise with the clutch drop, it's very important the reaction time to really be able to start the car as soon as possible after the lights are going, so it's a very complex moment, there's a lot of pressure, and yeah, you have to get everything right.
So now looking at Kimi's strategy, why didn't we extend the stint on the medium tyre even though he was running in clean air?
It's actually a very good question, because Kimi pace was good at the moment, but if you look in detail you could see that he was starting to lose a little bit of pace, and we were concerned about the cars who stopped earlier and they were battling with us in the initial part of the race, and we didn't want to fall back behind them and be forced to overtake them again. So that was the main choice in deciding to pit Kimi.
And with George, we saw him battling with Charles Leclerc. Was there a reason why he wasn't able to get that overtake done, even though he was within DRS for the majority of the time?
I must confess it looked very, very close, but in reality the pace between George and Leclerc was quite close, and we know that in Monza to overtake you need to be at least probably in the region of 1 second of pace advantage to overtake, so it was close. DRS was helping, but Charles had a lot of straight line thanks to a very low drag configuration, and there was no real chance to overtake him in this condition.
So why is Monza such a challenge to get those overtakes done, even though it's got those lovely long straights?
Mainly for two reasons. One is that those cars have got very low drag, aerodynamic drag, and so therefore when you go into the toe of another car ahead of you, you are able to just shave a reduced amount of drag if compared to a normal track. And then on top of it is the track where you run the lowest wing level of the year. So therefore, when you open the DRS, so you kind of shave some drag from the car, you start from a base that has got a very little drag already. So it's a much smaller effect than, for example, on a track like, I don't know, Hungary or Singapore or Monaco, where when you open the wing, you got a very large effect, so a very big speed difference.
Now we've got Baku coming up next. What are our expectations as we head on into Baku? Are we expecting a pole position or a podium finish?
For a team like ourselves, that's always the objective, but we have to be mindful that McLaren has been strong the whole year in almost all the conditions, and also recently Verstappen has been quite strong as well, so it's going to be tough, it's going to be difficult, and we'll have to make sure that we maximize our one-lap performance, and operationally we execute at the best without any error, and then we can fight for it.
Looking at the track layout of Baku, are we well suited with our W16s to that track?
It's a good question. Last year it was a good showing from us with George on the podium. Like I said, the competition is very tough at the moment with all the teams, so it could be a good track, but we have to do everything at our best.